We are now live streaming.
Put the phone on mute.
Yeah. Yeah, you going?
I'll get there really late Friday. Like, I'll go right to the game.
Oh,
But
okay.
my kid's gonna go up with Graham.
Yeah, I think we're leaving. I don't know what time we're leaving at. We're just staying for the 2 games.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
Same.
we're not doing anything. This was what you said to me about just keeping track of hours and stuff. Is this on the plan somewhere where you wrote this out, or you
No, you just have to kind of make your own.
Oh,
It is.
you make your own. So I was just, that's all, that was my first question. I didn't know if this was a particular form that you found online or just, so basically just a spreadsheet that is similar to that, to
Right.
record the hours and things like that. The world
If
clock.
you want to pay retirement hours.
Yeah, it's okay. I don't think I'm even going. Well, I mean, I'll keep track of my hours just anyway and see what it is. So.
But I don't know why you're guys.
And then for the expense report, this is what they would use for, this is what for the NYC.
629.18.
thing, or is it-
That doesn't come to me, that comes to the supervisor's office,
Oh,
so
okay.
I've never seen that form.
Oh, okay, so that goes to myself, so, all right.
Evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Lancaster Town Board work session for January 20th, 2026. This evening, we have one presentation during the work session regarding Chipotle. Ari? And did you bring burritos for everybody? or-
Did not, because it's not built yet.
Check you. Thank you.
All right, good evening Supervisor Leary, members of the town board. My name is Ari Goldberg from the law firm of Barclay Damon, here representing 4839 Transit LLC, who's proposing the development of the out parcel in the Coles Plaza on Transit. And they're proposing to construct a single-story Chipotle restaurant. It's a bit different than, I think, the standard Chipotle. Where they're trending now is taking advantage of mobile ordering. So in this one, it's a Chipotle with a drive-through, but it's even then not a traditional drive-through window, not like a Tim Hortons. You place the order in advance on your phone, and when your order is ready, you can then proceed to the 7-car queuing lane. And if you go through that line and your order is not ready, you can then shuffle out. You go into one of the parking spaces on site, wait for your order to be ready. That's a lot of action to sort of respond to the way that mobile ordering is being used, but also I think it takes good advantage of a lot of concerns that this board and myself have heard about other drive-throughs, and then the queuing being excessive, going back into drive aisles or even to the larger roads. What's good about here, this location on Transit, no new curb cut to Transit, taking advantage of existing access into that Coles Plaza. From the entryway to Transit to our entrance, that's 220 feet, and then another 100 feet until you actually get to the 7-car queuing. So plenty of room for overflowing, and we don't think the use is going to get to that point either. Matt Bucci is here. He's with the developer team, and if there's any specific questions about operations, he can answer them. Also wanted to point out that when Matt and I were meeting with the engineers, we made sure that they included a pedestrian access from the sidewalk along Transit right up to the front entrance of the restaurant. And then that pedestrian access continues all the way through for employees who can then cross over the queuing area and then proceed to the dumpster. Part of what we also submitted in our initial documents for the work session was a simple queuing analysis of the dumpster, or sorry, of the garbage truck for on-site access. Plenty of room for that concern, plenty of room for that there. And we're also, should note that we're also required 21 spaces by our calculations, showing 23, all compliant with setbacks beyond that. So we look forward to getting this started with the planning board and the code enforcement office, and I'm sure we'll be back before you for site plan and any secret determination that's necessary.
Okay, does anybody have any questions?
Where exactly is it going in the parking lot?
Sure. It's not in the parking lot, so it's a separate out parcel.
Okay.
4839 Transit. If you were driving along, this is the intersection to get into Kohl's. Kohl's is way back here. And then right now, I don't want to say it's like a small house.
Okay.
Maybe it looks like an auto body shop. Maybe it's a house with a shed or something.
Okay.
Pretty underdeveloped.
Okay.
Yep.
Is it only mobile ordering, or would you be able to go in as well?
You can still go in and order like a traditional Chipotle as
Okay.
well.
Could I see that again?
Yeah.
Please, thank you.
Also, you said there's a walkway for employees to be able to dump garbage. That walkway goes through the queuing line, right?
With striping.
With striping, right. So the queuing line will be driving slowly, okay? But I've seen some places with drive-throughs, so when pedestrians or customers are walking through, are they crossing the queue line also?
No.
Okay.
I'll show you.
But the entrance or exit of the restaurant isn't anywhere near where the line is coming out? You know how people finish and pick up and take off kind of thing?
Yeah, so there is, pedestrians don't have to cross the queuing. They would cross cars that are exiting the queuing area
Okay.
or going to a parking space.
Okay.
This is the pedestrian.
So that's a pedestrian walk, but this is the drive-through window, so when people take off, they're taking off this way.
They're curling down because
Okay.
there's no act, you can't get out.
Okay, but the pedestrians have enough visual to see, because sometimes I see pedestrian walks right there where that,
The pedestrians shouldn't be there. If they follow the
Right.
sidewalk, then they're
Right.
the whole length of the building
okay.
away.
Yeah, I just
And
hate
then-
to see somebody whacked as people are picking up their Aurora
Us
and
too.
driving out, yeah.
And then this is the other access we were talking about.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you.
But those areas will be striped. Do any code compliant signage and then work with the code enforcement office for additional signage that may be necessary for the safety there.
Okay. Anything else? Anybody?
There is also, we're working with the Kohl's owner to get approval to insert a patio portion at the front of the building. So that'll be fenced around too. We'll have a nice gate there. It'll be only for restaurant access.
Okay, did you already figure everything out with Kohl's yet, or you're still?
There's an existing reciprocal easement agreement about access.
Okay.
One of the restrictions on that, we'll provide it to the town with a copy of our full application. One of the restrictions is about having any of your use outside of your physical space. That's why we're making sure that the patio portion is okay with them.
Okay. Good. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, this is the portion of the meeting where we go around to our department heads and see what's going on in the different departments. And since Jennifer Strong is here, our town attorney, we're going to start with you, Jennifer. What do you got?
I am working on all of the research projects that you have asked me to work on,
Which is quite a few.
which is quite a few at the moment, so more to come on each of those.
Anything from your deputy attorney over here? Brad, anything?
No, Mr. Supervisor, all set.
Okay, great, thank you. Diane?
I do have a couple things. Tax bills have gone out. I think most people got it on Saturday. So you have a month to pay. In the Lancaster Bee, last week, there was an article about the Clark Street parking lot to be partially closed starting January 23rd. And any residents who are concerned about there not being enough parking when they come to pay their tax bill, you don't have to worry about it, because the part that will be restricted is really just a small portion way in the back. So it will not infringe on any of the parking that any resident coming to the town hall will use. And one other small thing, I would like to call out Dennis Comrack. He found money on the floor in the hall while we were collecting taxes this morning and brought it directly to me. We looked on the video, we found the person who dropped it, called that person, and they're very appreciative. But I just want to say, attaboy to Dennis. It's nice to know that a town employee is so honest. He could have taken that money and just pocketed it and walked away. Nobody would have been the wiser. So, attaboy to Dennis. And that's it.
Ed?
Just a couple real quick things. Opera House work, windows are getting close to being done. They've got some sealing to do, and it needs to be a little bit warmer. The outside sign work shall be started soon. I know contracts have been signed and everything's in place. We've started the design on the front steps and sidewalk replacement. So that'll obviously be spring, summertime work, so. I've been in discussions with the state, and they're okay with adding that into the New York Forward scope of work. Still working on the police training facility. We had a meeting today. We're still refining some of those options. Something I brought up last time, the Ellicott Creek FEMA project. New York State DHS had a conversation with them. We had submitted for an extension on the grant a while back. And DHS told me last week they had not heard if they were going to give us the extension, FEMA. The grant, as it sits, expires February 1st
Okay.
this year.
So what do we have to do?
Well, I'm not sure. He's supposed to get back to me because if it expires and we haven't completed what we're supposed to complete, I don't know if that stops everything. So I don't know the answer to that. They have,
Nick, you got any comments on that?
No comment. I think it's really, we need to decide, are we gonna move forward with the project or not?
you got reimbursed for what you submitted, right?
We got reimbursed.
Yeah, so I thought,
Okay, so we got reimbursed.
Yeah.
And that was to find out what was going on, and none of the, residents in the area want to have anything to do with the water going into their backyards.
Right.
So, no, yeah, again, my thoughts are, there's nothing to proceed with.
that's fine. I mean, I can let DHS know that, we can close it out and wrap it up and say we're done, and he understands what the dilemma is, so.
Yeah, they were looking at the creek to see for flooding purposes, but you gotta have somewhere for the water to run off, and nobody in the area was willing to cooperate to have the water run off into their property. So again, there's really nothing we can do.
Nothing we can do with that.
So,
My recommendation is to withdraw from the grant opportunity and just administer the floodplain, flood prevention code as it's written.
okay. I think that's a good idea.
That's fine. I mean, I'll let DHS know that. Next
Board agree with that?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Yep, that's all I
Hey,
got.
okay, Matt?
Yes, well, first I want to announce that next week, beginning on Monday, our inspection services will be suspended until Thursday. The code officials are at conference recertifying their credentials with the Department of State, so they're going to gain all their 24-hour in-service trainings next week. Also, Sunday evening, I will be leaving for a 4-day conference in Canandaigua for Department of Homeland Security for the Managing Floodplain Development through the NFIP. It's a 32-hour program, so I'll be gone until Thursday evening sometime. So with all of that, I just wanted to point out, I was a little bit disappointed that we didn't get the 2025 encumbrance for a vehicle purchase, but we'll be able to manage without that. But more importantly, it appears that the 26 budget was a little bit short in covering the expenses for the 4 code officials that are attending the conference next week. So I would request that we add a little bit to the education budget line item to accommodate that 4th code official to get his accreditation recertified. And then we'll deal with the other educational expenses as they go along.
Nick, any comments?
All the coverage requests will be proposed at the next board meeting.
Okay, was there, okay,
Yeah, that was the timeline.
I understand. Thank you. And then we were also asked to look into a zombie initiative that was sponsored by Erie County Clerk's Office for tax delinquent vacant properties within Erie County. I've had some correspondence with the county clerk's office. I did retrieve a report from the town clerk's office to see just how many town properties are really in deep tax arrears. It doesn't appear that there's a lot, but should this board want to meet with the county clerk's office and the task force, we can arrange that meeting at the end of February, early March, if it works with your schedules, just to have that conversation. But I can tell you that I've worked successfully with the task force to assist in mortgage zombie properties and got some really positive results. So again, I believe the campaign is more about backing the county clerk's office and reducing the interest on the late taxes that the county imposed on the property owners, just so that they can get out of that debt. Compounding interest is never good for anybody, let alone having your property taxes weighing over the top of you. So should the board choose to set that up, happy to facilitate that. I'll just need the specific days and times that you'd be available.
Would that be a tour then of the houses or whatever?
Not necessarily. My understanding, it's a presentation to the board to explain what the initiative is for the task force and try to partner in identifying those severely deficient properties, and then working together to get a positive result out of that.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Chief?
Couple quick comments, just kind of reiterate what Ed was saying earlier. We had our meeting today in regards to the police training facility. That project is still in the very early phases of discussion, but it's a very productive time we spent today kind of going over, some plans, maybe some alterations to the plans as we have originally set forth, but we're still looking at it, still in the infancy stages. I'm asking for board support tonight on 2 resolutions. We have 2 fine candidates that we have selected for positions as police officer. They're here tonight to be officially appointed by the board. We're starting to see those retirements that I spoke of come to fruition. We lost our first member about a week and a half ago. We're going to be losing another 3 within the next month and a half. So these candidates are filling these voids that are going to be present. And lastly, I just wanted to, I know he's not here, but take a moment to commend John and Michelle and all the people from the highway department. The roads in the town are, they've been taken care of very well by them. Big difference in some other local communities that I've been through. They do a very, very good job, so they deserve the credit for it. So that's what I have.
Okay, very good. John, you ready to go?
Yes, here.
Just snuck in.
Been here the whole time, Chief.
Thank you, Chief, for the kind words. I don't have much to report. You know what we're doing. We're plowing, salting, fixing roads. I'm checking the roads. Had good conversation with Jen today. We started that conversation about the drug testing and all that type of thing, so we'll get with you on that. Other than that, Bob, I'm going back to check the roads.
Okay.
You me call me, all right?
Roads
Thank
in
you.
the town are great. Unfortunately, the roads taken care of by other governments, entities, not so good. Yeah, but we won't get into that any further. Who else we got in the back there? Nick?
Good evening. We're working hard on year-end stuff, getting ready for the 2025 audit. We're also working hard on the union negotiations, white and blue collar, trying to get to a better proposal than what's been previously submitted. That's really all I got. Those are the 2 main things that I'm focusing on right now.
Okay. And while you're up here, I'm going to bring up, because we were hearing from residents about their tax bill and the fact that it's gone up. And we had an opportunity to take a look through the tax bill. And the reality is that in your tax bill, you're going to see it's made up of not just the town of Lancaster, it's also the county. And the county taxes have gone up in the amount, and I just happen to have a house, which is mine, assessed at $350,000. Taxes went up by $183. 73% of that is due to the county taxes going up. and then 27% is for the town. So again, and the only reason we had to even raise that up to that level is because unfortunately, the consolidated water rates reporting wasn't being done correctly. Is that fair to say?
The budget for the water district wasn't being properly updated for the new water lines that we were taking on. So when those debt payments came due, we noticed that the budget hadn't been properly updated, and we had to right-size the budget for that district.
So ours is still in the 2-point-something range for
Yes.
tax
Yeah,
increase?
Yeah, I'd
for
like to point out too that the general town tax went down, the highway and bridge tax also went down. So kind of offset those increases in special districts.
Okay. All right, very good. So if anybody, again, you're looking at your tax bill, look at it is separate between the town and the county, and the county went up quite a bit, and the town nowhere near that amount.
Yeah, if anybody has any questions on their tax bill, they can email me at finance@lancasterny.gov, and I'd be happy to respond.
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Rosler? Good evening.
So as you know, we've been dealing with the weather, trying to get out the reports to everybody as fast as we can. They haven't always been accurate. Doing the best I can do with what I'm provided with. So last night's scare thankfully didn't happen. And now we're looking at it snowing now, and they're looking at 2 to 3 inches by morning. So that's more than manageable. I did reach out to the DEC about the Gunville Road property. They still have not gotten the water sample results back yet. So he was going to, our individual that I've been in contact with, he was going to reach out to that company and see if they had a date when they would be available.
Okay.
Supervisor asked me to take a poll of the fire companies for how many new members they may have brought in last year. So Millgrove brought in 5 new members and didn't lose any. Town Line brought in 1 new member, unfortunately lost 3. Twin District brought in 4 new members and lost 3. And Bowensville didn't reply. So I'll reach out to them.
Okay.
Going through the town board agendas for last year and that, I don't see a big number for Bowensville where they were requesting membership.
Okay. Yeah, I went to the Mill Grove swearing in, and I think they had 7 listed. Did that break down to 5 then after? Or did it come-
Yeah, that's what their chief told me.
Okay.
He said some of it was, I think 3 of them were junior firefighters that were moving up, became of age, and were moving up, and then 2 others were family members who had joined.
Okay. Good luck to all the new people. We really appreciate them stepping up. Anybody else is interested in volunteering for the fire departments, who do they contact?
So reach out to the fire company in your area. Whichever fire company represents you, all of them have websites and Facebook pages that specifically list where to contact for membership.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
Sure, thank you.
Who else we got in the back there, Nick? Carmen, come on up. Good evening.
Hello, everyone. Same like John, just keeping up with the weather, getting a lot of things done with renovation of buildings and everything. Got a couple resolutions. One is for a deck for the new playground at Westwood. I know a lot of people are familiar with that. Having a little kid, it's hard for them to get up there, so we're making it more safe for littler kids.
Yeah, we've had some complaints, right, from the residents? Yeah.
I seen it there, I hear it. I think you have, when your daughter's there, you guys, everyone.
When I was playing on it.
Yeah. We had the adults that aren't supposed to be on there. We have the request for tree beds for this year. I think we got 50-some trees. Working with Matt on the Chevy Equinox. It's helping us out. We're going to use it as our park ranger vehicle. Revise the payments and structure for Westwood Park. We want to raise the rental for it because we're doing a lot of work to the building. Before, there was no air conditioning. There was picnic tables. We're changing out the banquet tables, folding chairs. We had the floor redone. We put air conditioning in the building. We got blinds coming in the building, roller shades actually. So it's going to look more like a banquet hall, and we think raising it, people aren't going to have an issue. We'll make some more money on it, and that will help cover the cost of all the stuff we're putting into it. And then I think from transferring money from highway to parks was for a vehicle. So, that's it. Any questions?
Nope. Thank you very much. Any other department heads in the back there, Nick? Nope. Okay. Cindy, got anything for us?
I'll
Yeah.
go over it with a committee report.
Okay, very good. All right, why don't we go through the resolutions pretty quickly here? We don't have much time till 7 o'clock. First one is mine, the minutes of the regular meeting. Second one is mine, approve the audited claims. Councilmember Studley, number 3.
That is the issuance of building permits.
Okay, 4 is change order, Pittsburgh Stage Incorporated, doing some work for the Opera House upstairs. 5 is amend a resolution adopted the 5th regarding probationary period. 6, appoint Grant Getzoni, the members of the Zoning Board of Appeals. A couple other people on there, too. 7, amend resolution adopted January 5th regarding administrative error. Councilmember Anacola is going to take all Councilmember Burkhart's resolutions tonight. What's number 8?
That's the approved purchase of 2 2026 Chevy Silverado 2500s on the Erie County bid to Joe Basil for the Highway Department.
Thank you. Number 9, adopt seeker negative declaration at 390 Ransom Road. Number 10, approve proposed Kenneth Mahan 2-lot minor subdivision. Number 11, Councilmember Schroeder, 11 and 12.
11 is for that deck for the playground, to help me get up there a little easier. And 12 is requesting the bids for the trees.
Okay. The next 2 are our new police officers, Nathan Cook and Jordan. How do you say that? Sayuda? Oh, good. I got one right. Okay, good. Got one up on you there. Okay. Councilmember Schroeder, 15.
That is to rescind the resolution to auction off the Equinox and to transfer the Equinox to Parks and Rec for, as Carmen said, to use as a ranger vehicle.
Okay, Councilmember Studley, 16 through 19, please.
Thank you. 16 is a special use permit for Green Drop. 17 is a special use permit for Buffalo Tournament Club. 18 is a special use permit to set the public hearing for Joe Basil Chevrolet. And then, so is 19. It's just there's 2 different addresses.
Okay. 20, adopt seeker negative declaration regarding the Walmart on Transit Road. 21, approve site plans Walmart Transit Road. Councilmember Schroeder, 22 and 23.
22 is revising the fee structure for the pavilion at Westwood, and 23 is to upgrade the HVAC system at the library.
Great. Councilmember Anacola, number 24.
24 is another Highway Department purchase of an 8'6", 11 powder-coated snowplows through a bid through Erie County at Kaminsky and Sons.
Okay, 25 is authorized attendance of Cynthia Majewski to New York State Association of Towns training. Number 26, appoint Carmen Ciccarelli, Park Crew Chief. Number 27, authorize supervisor to execute agreement, Lancaster Industrial Development Agency, regarding the administrative services and overhead support. 28 is amend resolution adopted January 5th, 2026, regarding schedule of salaries. 29, Council Member Anacola.
This is another purchase for the Highway Department. It's a 2026 Chevy Silverado Crew Cab.
And number 30 is approved budget transfers in the Highway Department to the Parks Department. We're going to take about a 5-minute break right now. We'll be back at 7 o'clock to start the meeting. Thank you. The camera is still running, still live streaming. Okay, so you got the invocation.
You do?
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
This new windows tinted.
They do have a tint on them.
Okay, they just look a little darker looking out. They reflect
do.
the interior of the room a little more. That one I can see outlined, but this one really reflects.
Good eye.
It should keep the sun out then, and
During the daytime, it is very bright in these rooms, with these windows. Pretty cool.
good.
Not brighter than it used to.
They look like they've always been there.
Yeah, they blend right in the color well.
They're probably a lot cleaner.
Right?
Just want to be sure.
Too cold.
I was just, that was really fast.
A little cold for the bed.
Yeah. It is. It's painfully cold. I think I
Did you give me all three of the,
-6 over the weekend?
Yeah.
Like nasty.
It's different. I was going to bring my dogs here, so that's going to share with us.
incorporated?
I wouldn't mind a dog.
Yeah. Not for
Doing phonetics, but the color's got you.
It is, it's nice. There's the heater right here.
Yeah, I'm just going to stay in the house till March.
I don't like this.
Okay, good.
Then what?
Is the whole fam going out too on it, or you?
No, not this year. Usually we try to, but
Yeah, that's a short one.
usually we take a shot.
I was gonna say, I just want to go play the games.
Yeah. We'll go Saturday right after the game.
Yeah, at 8 seconds. Wow.
High, -4, below -18.
Evening, ladies and gentlemen, it's 7 o'clock. We're going to get rolling on our Lancaster Town Board meeting for January 20th, 2026. Diane, roll call, please.
Councilmember Anacola.
Here.
Councilmember Burkhardt. Councilmember Schroeder.
Here.
Councilmember Studley.
Here.
Supervisor Bob Leary.
Here. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and the invocation by our town clerk, Diane Terranova.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing.
I have an uplifting prayer to start 2026. May God grant you always a sunbeam to warm you, a moonbeam to charm you, a sheltering angel so nothing can harm you, laughter to cheer you, faithful friends near you, and whenever you pray, for heaven to hear you.
Thank you. Okay, this evening we have 30 pre-filed resolutions. We have no suspended resolutions. We have no executive sessions. We do have 3 public hearings. Tonight we close in memory of Joyce Scherer. The public hearings will be special use permit Kenworth Northeast Group Incorporated, special use permit for Take 5 Oil, and special use permit AC Power 14 LLC. Those are what the public hearings are on. Instead of jumping into the persons addressing the town board on the pre-filed resolutions at this point and only having a few minutes and then having to take a break for the public hearings, instead we're going to change it up a little bit and go to the official reports or the report of the town board committees. Does anybody in the town board have any reports?
I do for grants.
Okay, go ahead.
Do you want to go first? So we met this last week on the DEC Climate Smart grant that we received, and we are going to be going out to mini bid to Sourcewell companies to make sure we're getting the best price, and then moving along from there. And then Cindy and I we have been working very hard with Ed, putting together the DCO grant, and Cindy and I will be inputting that grant before the 30th of January. So.
Okay, very good. What do you got?
I was just going to mention that the Lancaster Public Library has a lot of different offerings for kids for the February break. It opened up today, so check that if you have younger kids and are interested in what the library has to offer during that February break. And then I also wanted to bring up, it's part of what we get in the mail for the site plan reviews or the amendments and things like that. I was going to propose that instead of getting those mailed to us, that once Cindy gets them and she gets an electronic copy, that she can then email them to everybody that gets one. If you would prefer, Mr. Supervisor, for a paper copy, absolutely can have that. I know in the past you'd like to have the paper ones in the office to look at that, but I'm thinking of the trees and, you know, my filing cabinet space and probably everybody's as well. You know, we're running out of space to keep those, and she's already uploading them to the town website under the planning department section, so it's just easier to find your email.
Sure. What do we have to change in the law? These are basically, it said it's got to go to the people. How does it have to go to them?
The law has 27, 30, the number of copies that need to be submitted for everybody. So if we are going to phase out paper copies or partial paper copies and go electronic, we could adopt a local law minimizing that number of copies.
Is it necessary, or you just amend your application form?
The best way is to amend the local law.
Okay, does the board agree, proceed forward on that at this point? I have no problem with it. Again, I can always print something up. We got a nice big printer now.
But in the meantime, Matt, you could certainly update the applications to reduce the number of copies. That will save applicants a lot
Yeah,
of...
oh, no doubt, no doubt. I've submitted several versions of brand-new application forms for site plan review and subdivision applications that also outlines the process. And I had difficulty even looking to see where the number of copies required was codified. I don't think it was. I believe it was just a number that was on a form based on the need at the time, and we're talking about the 1990s, right? Since then, most of the referral agencies have gone electronic. They don't want the copies. I'm sure our applicants don't want to provide 31 copies. We certainly would prefer not to receive 31 copies, but I believe in the last couple of years, we've whittled it down to approximately 17 paper copies with an electronic copy. And that's clearly identified on the proposed application forms. I could resend them to both the board as well as our town attorney to give some eyes on it to make sure that it's appropriate to make the amendment, and just say the word and we'll get it loaded up on the website and distribute it accordingly, and kind of hopefully makes life a little bit easier for applicants and, you know, and get into the 21st century.
I think that's a great idea.
Okay.
Board agrees?
Yeah, I think it streamlines it.
All right, we got heads nodding in the front row there, too. I don't think they want to do the 37 copies.
No.
Saves the cost of printing it out all those times.
Of course.
All right, thank you. Anybody else, town board? No? Okay. Can I have we're going to do our public hearings now. Can I have a motion to go into our public hearing number 1?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
On the roll?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Okay. Town of Lancaster, notice of public hearing on the renewal request for the special use permit for Kenworth Northeast Group Incorporated Legal notice is hereby given that pursuant to the authority set forth in Chapter 400 zoning, Article 14, Administration and Enforcement, Section 400-78, special use permits of the Code of the Town of Lancaster, and pursuant to a resolution adopted by the Town Board of the Town of Lancaster on the 5th day of January, 2026, the said Town Board will hold a public hearing on the 20th day of January, 2026 at 7:05 PM, which is tonight, local time at the Lancaster Town Hall, right here at 21 Central Avenue, for the purposes of considering the renewal of the special use permit for Kenworth Northeast Group Incorporated, located at 563 Pavement Road, Lancaster, New York. Do we have anybody here tonight who wants to be heard on this regarding Kenworth Northeast Group Incorporated? Okay, please raise your hand. Okay. Seeing no hands raised at this point in time, do we have any comments on this particular one?
I just have an update. We did complete a fire safety and property maintenance inspection on January 13th. There were some minor deficiencies that are easily remedied, so I believe the board can move ahead for its consideration and granting.
Great, thank you. Can I have a motion to close public hearing number 1?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
And on the roll?
All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried.
Can I have a motion to open up public hearing number 2? Second?
Second.
And on the roll?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Okay, Town of Lancaster notice of public hearing to revoke the special use permit for Take 5 oil change. Legal notice is hereby given that pursuant to the authority set forth in Chapter 400, zoning, Article 14, Administration and Enforcement, Section 400-78, F3, special use permits of the Code of the Town of Lancaster, and pursuant to a resolution adopted by the Town Board of the Town of Lancaster on the 5th day of January 2026, the said Town Board will hold a public hearing on the 20th day of January 2026, which is today, right here at Town Hall, for the purposes of revoking the special use permit for Take 5 oil change located at 4885 Transit Road in Depew, New York. Do we have anybody here tonight who wants to be heard on this particular public hearing? Please raise your hand. Okay, I see no hands raised. Any comments, gentlemen?
As of tonight, we haven't received an application for renewal or other correspondence. Last conversation, honestly, was November 14th with one of their managers. And they were clearly directed to file for a brand-new permit and, get things moving, and here we are, January 20th.
Okay. Can I have a motion to close public hearing number 2? And second?
Second.
On the roll.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Okay. Can I have a motion to open up the last public hearing number 3, please?
So.
And a second?
Second.
On the roll?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Okay. Town of Lancaster notice of public hearing to revoke the special use permit for AC Power 14 LLC. Legal notice is hereby given that pursuant to the authority set forth in Chapter 400 zoning, Article 14, Administration and Enforcement, Section 400-78 F3, special use permits of the Code of the Town of Lancaster, and pursuant to a resolution adopted by the Town Board of the Town of Lancaster on the 5th day of January 2026, the said Town Board will hold a public hearing on the 20th day of January, which is today, 2026, right here at Town Hall, for the purposes of revoking the special use permit for AC Power 14 LLC, located at 53 Gunville Road, Lancaster, New York. Do we have anybody who wants to be heard during this public hearing? Please raise your hand. Go ahead. Come on up, state your name and involvement for this particular public hearing.
Good evening again, members of the board. My name is Ari Goldberg from the law firm of Barclay Damon. I've been counsel for AC Power since they first submitted their special use permit in 2021. When they did the subdivision, I recall bringing 62 full-size sets of 53 and 55 Gunville, so I'm glad to see that you're talking about reducing the required amount of paper. So to the extent that this is a revocation to really kick AC Power 14 in the pants to get them to provide documents, it's been successful. We're back to the table to discuss with you. What I'm puzzled over is we submitted a renewal application in April of 2025. The only piece of correspondence I ever saw on that was retrieved through going through the town correspondence, because I was here on another matter, heard that it was adopted, and then looked for it. There hasn't been, and then from that point, it was a letter from Matt Ficcione to the board. From that point, there was no correspondence until I happened to be speaking with the code enforcement officer on another issue, and he brought up that there had been 2 notices of violation sent to an older address of AC Power. I haven't seen the evidence that there was any sort of due diligence to reach out to me, find a different address, or whether there was a return address. And I think part of the problem was just during those intervening 6 months, that end of April to October, when the NOVs started being issued, it was just a failure to communicate. And now the fact that the public hearing scheduled is occurring right now, we'd like to correct all those issues of communication. I'll definitely take some responsibility for not checking in and furthering the application, but nonetheless, an application was submitted. I don't think technically under 478, that means that it's expired. There's been the renewal application. The use has certainly not been abandoned either. I brought with me copies of Robella, who is the outside consultant. This is their stormwater report. This is the this is the clay cap report. And then what's this one? This is another clay cap report. There's active paper being produced on this project. I also have fall and spring 2025 inspection reports. Happy to share that with the town. And then I have some documentation that I think gets to the heart of this issue. So if I read the public notice correctly, I think you're trying to revoke it under failure to comply with conditions on approval. Looking at the 2023 renewal, the only condition I think is at issue is you haven't received copies of information about where the panels were assembled. I think that's condition C. I'm not sure if it's another condition. Again, we'd like to open up the lines of communication. Talk to us, tell us what conditions are at issue. We have the paperwork to give to you. We also have Ted Dames is here. He's one of the main property managers. His information is invaluable to contact about on-site inspections. I wrote a letter that was submitted, I think, at the end of last week that contains Ted's contact information to schedule any on-site inspections.
Okay,
So we're here at the table to talk.
Okay, again, I was part of that particular point as to where those things were made, to
Yeah, I
make
remember.
that made that in there. And again, we need to find that out. There's got to be an inspection of where they came from. Important to the whole thing.
Yeah.
To answer that part of it. We need the current address for whoever we're supposed to correspond with. We need all that stuff.
It's
So
in,
again,
put that in the letter. So what happens is you had I think it was a Colorado address, and then now it's Houston.
okay.
So I think and that address is on their website. I know that the Lancaster IDA was able to find that address when they were communicating, because I did see some of their correspondence. One went to the Gun Park in Colorado, or Boulder, Colorado address. Another went to the Houston address. It's out there. We've given it to you.
So part of the, for me personally, who owns the company now? I mean, how many times has it
Who owns
changed?
AC Power 14
Yeah,
LLC?
because it was owned by...
Catalyze does.
Catalyze, okay.
Yep, that's
Anybody
who bought
else?
it
Has it ever
when you-
changed hands to anybody else?
No.
Okay. Different parts of Catalyze, or it's always been the same?
Yeah, I think you're seeing a maturation of the solar industry. So as it's going from the development team, then it goes over to the asset management team. And because this thing is up, it's the asset management team that's in charge now. No. Communication issues aside, I think we can bridge the gap now. It's all asset management. So you're not dealing in, like, for example, Andrea DiBernardis is still copied on some of the correspondence. She was working for AC Power 14. She's no longer with them.
Okay.
Ben Broder was the developer at Catalyze. He then handed it off to Ted's team. So I'll take the responsibility for not introducing you guys to Ted or making that even more clear in our renewal application from April of 2025. I'm consistent. I'm here. You can always contact me, and I will help bridge that gap as well.
Okay. For me, it'd be helpful, but again, if you talk to the attorney, talk to Matt.
Yeah.
We can, work on this. It would be helpful to see that ownership, because again, Catalyze is a huge company with all sorts of subsidiaries. Did it switch subsidiaries as it went through, from one to another? I mean, it'd be nice to see the whole history of this thing. So if you could talk to our attorney, talk to Matt, and also include that and everything else.
I'm only going to hedge to say I'll include it to the extent it's relevant to your special use permit renewal, but I'm
Well,
nonetheless
it was one
open
of
to
the
those
conditions.
conversations.
It was one of the conditions in there, I believe, that anytime they changed hands, we had to be notified about that.
They haven't changed hands.
Okay.
I will work with you.
Yeah, we'll talk. Can I confirm that, so I saw there's no pre-filed resolution on the revocation. given our presence here tonight, our outreach, our bringing ourselves to the table, willingness to talk, I assume that this, any resolution to be revoked will be not really brought to the town board unless the conversations break down. Is that fair to say?
I think it's fair to say there's nothing tonight.
There is nothing on the agenda tonight. I think Matt needs to review everything that's been submitted.
I'll review the information that I provided to this town board. Again, there were conditions that were specific to the building permits that had, as I said, extended several times.
Your letter said C and D. Do you know if there's any other conditions that are at issue?
I will research that and get that information to you, but more importantly, I'm still not understanding how the notice of expirations or renewals from the town clerk's office hadn't been received by the use permit holder, which triggered the whole issuance of the notice of violation in order to remedies, and the reason why we're here tonight. I don't understand that failure of not having proper contact information on a vital part of the town, especially as it relates to special use permits.
Well, I believe when it was renewed in 2023, the Gun Park address was appropriate, and then as it came time for the renewal
Sure.
in 2025.
Understood.
Look, I mean,
So again, opening that line of communication with all departments within the town, with all the responsibilities that they need to fulfill, I don't think they need to be chasing mailing addresses. It's fully on the applicant and the permit holder itself. I mean, that's pretty common knowledge throughout the industry, in my opinion, but it's just my opinion.
So there's nothing on for tonight at this point.
I'll reach out to Town Attorney Strong.
And we'll review everything again and decide what we're going to do. Okay?
I'll provide, I don't know if you want, based on your conversation about hard copies, why don't I convert those to digital download links? I'll share them with the code enforcement officer, copy Ms. Strong, start the line.
Are you good with that?
I'm good
You
with
want
that.
paper?
Unless you want those binders.
Matt, you
I
want
would-
paper?
Looking forward,
Or you want
electronic copies.
Okay,
please.
okay,
Thank you.
perfect. All right,
I'll
thank
recycle
you.
those.
I couldn't lift that. I mean,
Just sit on it, whatever.
Okay, does anybody else want to be heard on public hearing number 3, revoke the special use permit for AC Power 14 LLC? Okay, I see no other hands at this point in time, so if I could have a motion to close public hearing number 3?
So moved?
Second?
Second.
And on the roll.
Excuse me, all in favor?
Aye?
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Okay. We're going to move on in the town board meeting to persons who want to address the town board on any pre-filed or suspended resolutions. We don't have any suspended resolutions, so just the pre-filed ones. The town board will hear the concerns of persons desiring to address the town board on any pre-filed or proposed suspended resolutions for a total period of 30 minutes. Please raise your hand and be recognized by the supervisor. Give your name and address to the town clerk. Speak directly to the town board members, not the audience, using the microphone provided. Speak once for 5 minutes or less, unless the town board grants the speaker an extension of this time limit. Any unruly activity, including yelling or name-calling, will result in expulsion from the meeting. Do we have anybody here who wants to speak on any of the pre-filed resolutions? Please raise your hand. Yes, sir. Come on up. Give your name and address.
Thanks, sir. Keith Storr, 12 Idlebrook Court, Lancaster, New York, 14086. Hello, I'd like to speak on behalf of the 6 pre-filed motion. For the past 5 years, I've served on the zoning board in a strictly nonpartisan quasi-judicial capacity. Zoning decisions affect people's property, their livelihoods, and the long-term planning of the town, and they work best when they're grounded in the law, the facts before us, and establish precedent, not politics. That has been the standard that I have held myself to apply in every application that I've reviewed. During my time on the board, I've developed institutional knowledge of our zoning code, prior variances, and recurring issues that come before us. The experience allows me to ask better questions, spot potential inconsistencies, and help ensure that the decisions are defendable and fair. I voted both in favor of and against applications when the facts required it, including when those votes were unpopular, because it was my responsibility to the integrity of the process and equal treatment of all applicants of the town. Continuity and experience on a zoning board matter. Turnover, especially for reasons unrelated to performance, can create inconsistencies, discourage public trust, and increase the risk of appeals or legal challenges. I've served this board as a steward to the town code and not a representative of either party. If there are concerns about my fairness, my preparation, my professionalism, I would welcome that conversation. but I believe in maintaining an experienced, impartial board would best serve this town. I remain committed to applying the code consistently, respectfully, and to the best interest of this community. On January 5th, I was on the pre-filed motion to be reappointed for another term. Something has changed in that time. At that meeting, Mr. Supervisor, you said you would do your due diligence to look into all that were interested in serving this board. On several occasions, I've emailed you, called the town, and even tried to have conversations with you regarding my experiences and to see what I could do to be a part of this town zoning board of appeals. I have not heard back from you, so I've decided to come here and ask. I would like to be reappointed to this position. What's a town board?
Okay. Your name was put out to all the town board members.
Yes, sir.
They're familiar with you.
Absolutely.
The ultimate votes came out, and you weren't one of the people who was selected for that. Okay? I mean, it's as simple as that. There's no point in my reaching out to you and talking about it. I know what you've done on the zoning board before. And again, it was a vote of the entire town board. They had an opportunity to choose whoever they wanted to choose, and these are the names that we came up with. It's not a lifetime appointment.
Correct.
And we're getting some new people in there, some new blood in there to take a look at what's going on.
Excellent. Was there any partisan politics that have gone into this?
Absolutely not. I think you could see that, we work with members of the Democratic Party. Everybody on here is a Republican or a conservative. Very important parts of the town of Lancaster. Diane, Cindy, other people. We don't discriminate, we don't pick it solely based on a Democrat versus a Republican. So we're looking for new people in this case to get on there and give us a new view of things.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, thank you for your time.
Okay.
I very much disagree with your decision. I hope you guys the best.
Thank you for
Very
your
disappointed in you.
previous service. Take care. Okay. Does anybody else want to be heard on any of the pre-filed resolutions?
I certainly can.
Greg Soika, 19 Spruceland Terrace. Supervisor Leary, during your prior campaigns for office, you emphasized inclusion, fairness, and the importance of appointing individuals based on qualifications and merit without political or personal favor. With that in mind, could you please explain the full selection process that was used to fill the Parks and Recreation's chief position, number 26 tonight, particularly why several qualified applicants who responded to the public posting were not granted interviews or follow-ups. To be clear, this question is not intended to challenge the qualifications of the individual ultimately recommended for this position, but rather to better understand the process by which this decision was made and how it aligns with the principles you previously articulated.
Okay. Within the town, we try to hire within the town first, okay? There was only one person who applied for the job, and that was Carmen Ciccarelli from within the town. So he got first shot at it. He was interviewed, he was qualified, and therefore he was selected at that point.
How many human beings applied for the job?
Don't have that number in front of me. Again, within the town, one. That's how we've always done it. That's how we'll continue to do it.
The application was put out. I imagine it was advertised, maybe put on Indeed as other applications were done?
Yeah, it didn't have to be put on Indeed.
Okay, it didn't
but it was
have to.
done in concurrence with also looking at the.
Were there any other human beings that applied to be the crew chief for the Parks and Recreation Department?
Other applications that came in? Yeah, there were other applications that came in. But again, we do it within the town first. There was only one within the town, and that's how we do it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, anybody else want to address the town board on any of the pre-filed resolutions? Okay, seeing no hands raised, we're going to close down this portion of the meeting, and we're going to move on to the pre-filed resolutions. Okay, resolution number 1, be resolved that the minutes of the regular meeting of the town board held January 5th, 2026 be and are hereby affirmed. Can I have a second?
Second.
Okay, gentlemen, can we kind of keep it down back there at this point so we can get on with stuff up here? Thank you. Okay, so we had a second on that? On the question? On the roll?
Councilmember Anacola.
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder.
Yes.
Councilmember Studley.
Yes.
Supervisor Leary.
Yes. Resolution number 2. Be it resolved that the following audited claims be and are hereby ordered paid from their respective accounts as per abstract to be filed in the office of the town clerk by the supervisor's office, to wit, check run number 1/20/2026, total amount hereby authorized to be paid, $5,048,907.02. Do I have a second?
Second.
I think Dawn said
She said
second.
it.
I
Dawn?
whispered it, second.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
And on the question, on the roll.
Councilmember Anacola.
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder.
Yes.
Councilmember Studley.
Yes.
Supervisor Leary.
Yes. Resolution number 3, Councilmember Studley, please.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor and Honorable Board. I offer resolution number 3 for adoption. Resolved that the following building permit applications be and are hereby reaffirmed. There are 14 in the town, 4 in the village. Now therefore be it resolved that the building permit applications herein quoted CSW for conditional sidewalk waiver be and are hereby reaffirmed with a waiver of the town ordinance required for sidewalks. However, the waiver is granted upon the express condition that the town of Lancaster at any future date reserves the right to order sidewalk installation at the expense of the property owner.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll.
Councilmember Anacola.
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder.
Yes.
Councilmember Studley.
Yes.
Supervisor Leary.
Yes. Resolution number 4, whereas Pittsburgh Stage Incorporated, 2 South Avenue, Sewickley, Pennsylvania, the company awarded the contract for Lancaster Opera House rigging, has submitted change order number 1 to decrease the amount by $8,032.35 to the town board for their approval, based on the description previously provided to the town board. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the town board of the town of Lancaster hereby approves change order number 1 from Pittsburgh Stage Incorporated with respect to the outline description provided to the town board. Description of change order number 1, total contract work is under contracted amount. The original contract sum, $58,000. Contract sum will be decreased by the $8,032.35. New contract sum, $49,967.65. Be it further resolved, the supervisor be and is hereby authorized to execute this change order on behalf of the town of Lancaster. Do I have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll.
Councilmember Anacola.
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder.
Yes.
Councilmember Studley.
Yes.
Supervisor Leary.
Yes. Whereas on January 5th, 2026, the town board of the town of Lancaster adopted a resolution appointing Molly Mahoney, Benjamin Indelicato, and Riley Cowell to the position of police officers for the town of Lancaster, and whereas an administrative error has been found and requires correction, the appointment of the above-mentioned police officers should read, with a 78-week probationary period, as per the current collective bargaining agreement with the Cayuga Club Police Benevolent Association. Now, therefore, be it resolved, the Town Board of Lancaster hereby recognizes amending the hiring resolutions of Molly, Benjamin, and Riley to a 78-week probationary period as per the current collective bargaining agreement with the Cayuga Club Police Benevolent Association. Be it further resolved that the supervisor of the town of Lancaster shall be authorized to take all necessary action to implement the foregoing. Do we have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll.
Councilmember Anacola.
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder.
Yes.
Councilmember Studley.
Yes.
Supervisor Leary.
Yes. Resolution number 6. Whereas Robert Leary, supervisor of the town of Lancaster, has recommended the appointment of the following individuals as members of the town of Lancaster Zoning Board of Appeals. We have 3 new members to the ZBA, Grant Getzoni, Merritt Krutzler, and Mark Nowak. All term expire, or the first one, Grant, expired, his term expires December 31st, 2030. Merritt's expires December 31st, 2030, and Mark's expires December 31st, 2027. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the above individuals be and hereby appointed members of the Town of Lancaster Zoning Board of Appeals. Be it further resolved that the supervisor of the Town of Lancaster shall be authorized to take all necessary action to implement the foregoing. Do we have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll.
Councilmember Anacola.
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder.
Yes.
Councilmember Studley.
No.
Supervisor Leary.
Yes. Are Merritt or Mark or Grant in the audience tonight? Nobody? Nobody here?
No.
Okay, thank you. All right, well, congratulations on that. We're going to move on to resolution number 7. Okay, whereas on January 5th, 2026, the Town Board of the Town of Lancaster adopted a resolution, general administrative appointees, appointing Brad Davidzik to Deputy Town Attorney, Daniel Schaus to Town Prosecutor, and Richard Schaus to Deputy Town Prosecutor for the Town of Lancaster. And whereas an administrative error has been found and requires correction, the appointment of the above-mentioned individual should read, this appointment being a part-time position provides no health insurance, sick days, vacations, or other fringe benefits not specifically mandated for part-time employees. Now, therefore, be it resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Lancaster hereby recognizes amending the general administrative appointee resolutions for Brad Davidzik, Deputy Town Attorney, Daniel Schaus, Town Prosecutor, and Richard Schaus, Deputy Town Prosecutor, to include the following. This appointment being a part-time position provides no health insurance, sick days, vacations, or other fringe benefits not specifically mandated for part-time employees. Be it further resolved that the supervisor of the Town of Lancaster shall be authorized to take all necessary action to implement the foregoing. Do we have a second?
Second.
On the question, on the roll.
Councilmember Anicola?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes.
Mr. Supervisor and Honorable Board, I offer resolution number 8 for adoption, whereas John Pilato, Highway Superintendent, the Town of Lancaster, dated January 8th, has requested the purchase of 2 unused 2026 Chevy Silverado 2500s for Highway Department, whereas the above referenced vehicles are available from Joe Basil Chevrolet and will be purchased on Erie County bid, which will eliminate the need for competitive bidding pursuant 103 of the General Municipal Law, whereas the total cost of the aforementioned vehicles is $102,530, which will be paid from the budget line for passenger vehicles for the Highway Department. Now therefore be it resolved, the Town Board, Town of Lancaster hereby approves the purchase of 2 new and unused 2026 Chevy Silverado 2500s that will be purchased by said bid for the total amount of $102,530, which will be paid by the highway budget line.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
On the question, on the roll.
Councilmember Anicola?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Resolution number 9, whereas the Town Board is considering the proposed 2-lot minor subdivision submitted by Kenneth Mahan, approximately 23-acre parcel located at 390 Ransom Road, SBL number 117.00-2-1 in the Town of Lancaster, and whereas the Town of Lancaster Planning Board has reviewed the environmental impact of this project pursuant to seeker regulations at their meeting on January 7, 2026, and recommended a negative declaration be issued. And whereas the Town Board has duly considered the plans for the project using the short environmental assessment form, the criteria for determining significance set forth in 6 NYCRR Section 617.7C of the State Environmental Quality Review Act regulations, and such other information deemed appropriate, including the recommendation of the Town of Lancaster Planning Board. And whereas the Town Board has identified the relevant areas of environmental concern, has taken a hard look at these areas, and has made a reasoned elaboration of this basis for its determination. And whereas the proposed action has been labeled an unlisted action under seeker, now therefore be it resolved by the Town Board of the Town of Lancaster. 1, this project describes as a preliminary plot 2-lot minor subdivision located at 390 Ransom Road will not result in any large and important environmental impacts, and therefore will not have a significant adverse impact on the environment. 2, the reasons supporting this determination are set forth on the attached notice of determination of non-significance with respect to this project. 3, Town Board as lead agency with reference to the above described action hereby adopts the attached negative declaration. 4, the town clerk shall file a copy of the negative declaration in the file for the project. 5, the town attorney's office shall prepare and file a notice of determination with the petitioner and with all required New York State and Erie County agencies, and this resolution is effective immediately. Do I have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll.
Councilmember Anicola?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Resolution number 10, whereas Kenneth Mahan submitted an application for the proposed 2-lot minor subdivision, which we just read about on the previous resolution. A survey received November 14, 2025 by the Town of Lancaster Building Department. And whereas the town acting as lead agency duly considered the request for the project, whereas the planning board held a public hearing, which was advertised in the Lancaster Bee on December 18, 2025, and the public hearing was held on January 7, 2026, whereas the planning board recommended to the town board on January 7th the approval of the two-lot minor subdivision preliminary plan as submitted. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Lancaster hereby approves the two-lot minor subdivision submitted by Kenneth Mahan and prepared by Steve A. Carver, PSL Land Survey Services, dated June 26, 2024, with the following condition. Waiver is granted for the Town Code, Chapter 310-12B1 sidewalks. Okay, do I have a second on this?
Second.
On the question? On the roll.
Councilmember Anacola?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Councilmember Schroeder, number 11 and 12, please.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. I move resolution number 11, whereas Carmen Ciccarelli, Maintenance Crew Chief for the Town of Lancaster Building and Grounds Department, has requested the purchase of one new triangle deck for use at the Westwood Park Playground, and whereas the above referenced triangle deck is available from Miracle Recreation Equipment Company, Dallas, Texas, under contract with Sourcewell, a local government procurement collaborative of the state of Minnesota, of which the Town of Lancaster is a member and will be piggybacking off of, which will eliminate the need for competitive bidding pursuant to Section 103-16 of General Municipal Law. And whereas the cost for the triangle deck is $43,756.02, being paid for from the Parks budget line 90227.400 for $23,795 and $37,700.260 for the remaining balance of $19,961.02. Now therefore be it resolved that the Town of Lancaster hereby approves the purchase from Miracle Recreation Equipment Company under contract with Sourcewell for the total amount not to exceed $43,756.02, which will be paid for from budget lines. The numbers I mentioned, that's it.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll.
Councilmember Anacola?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes.
And I move resolution number 12, please. Whereas the Town Board of the Town of Lancaster has annually authorized the administration of a tree planting program for the purpose of beautifying the rights-of-way of public highways and streets of the Town of Lancaster by furnishing shade trees. And whereas funds for the 2026 tree planting program have been allocated in the Town of Lancaster 2026 adopted budget. And whereas the Tree Planting Committee of the Town Board has reviewed the Town of Lancaster's tree planting program and recommends the planting of certain species of trees on specific streets in accordance with the official tree planting master plan of the Town of Lancaster and specifications on file in the Town Clerk's office in the Town Hall, Lancaster, New York. Now therefore be it resolved as follows. 1, that sealed bids be received by the town clerk up to 10 a.m. local time on February 5th, 2026 for meeting the requirements of the Town of Lancaster's 2026 tree planting program and for supplying trees in accordance with specifications on file in the town clerk's office. And 2, that the town clerk be and is hereby authorized to have a notice to bidders and nurserymen published in the Lancaster Bee and have said notice posted as required by law, which notice shall be in the form attached hereto and made a part hereof.
Do we have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll.
Councilmember Anacola?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Resolution number 13, whereas due to the vacancy that was created in 2025 budget as an additional officer to the roster, William Gummel, Chief of Police for the Town of Lancaster, by letter dated January 12, 2026, has recommended the appointment of Nathan Cook of Lancaster, New York, the position of police officer in the Town of Lancaster Police Department. And whereas Nathan is eligible for appointment to this position pursuant to the standards and procedures set forth in New York State Civil Service Law, now therefore be it resolved that Nathan Cook is hereby appointed to the position of police officer in the Town of Lancaster Police Department effective January 19, 2026, contingent upon approval by Erie County Department of Personnel, and that such appointment shall be subject to all applicable provisions of the collective negotiations agreement between the Town of Lancaster and the Cayuga Club Police Benevolent Association and all applicable provisions of law. And be it further resolved that Nathan Cook of Lancaster, New York is hereby appointed to the full-time position of police officer in the Town of Lancaster Police Department with a 78-week probationary period salary as per the collective bargaining agreement with the Cayuga Club Police Benevolent Association, and be it further resolved that the supervisor of the town of Lancaster shall be authorized to take all necessary action to implement the foregoing. Do I have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll?
Councilmember Anicola?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Nathan, please stand up. Okay. Congratulations, you're coming into a fine police force run by our chief, Bill Gummo, and a lot of great people within this department, some of whom are with you here tonight. I'm an old law enforcement person, retired in 2009. I'm going to turn it over to Councilmember Anicola. Any words of wisdom as he comes on board?
That's a huge responsibility. Prior to coming to this, I'm also former law enforcement. I just retired after 26 years with the state police last year, so welcome to the long blue line, and you're joining a bunch of fine individuals. Lancaster's a great local department. I had the opportunity to work with them a number of times throughout my career, so good luck in your future endeavors and best wishes.
Thank you.
Okay, whereas due to the upcoming vacancy created by the retirement of Detective Mark Feller in the Lancaster Police Department, and we will miss Mark, great guy, William Gummo, Chief of Police for the town of Lancaster by letter dated January 12, 2026, has recommended the appointment of Jordan Ciuda of Lancaster, New York, to the position of police officer in the town of Lancaster Police Department, and whereas Jordan is eligible for appointment to this position pursuant to the standard procedure set forth in New York State Civil Service Law, now therefore be it resolved that Jordan is hereby appointed to the position of police officer in the town of Lancaster Police Department effective January 19th, 2026, contingent upon approval by Erie County Department of Personnel, and that such appointment shall be subject to all applicable provisions of the collective negotiations agreement between the town of Lancaster and the Cayuga Club Police Benevolent Association and all applicable provisions of law. Be it further resolved that Jordan of Lancaster, New York is hereby appointed to the full-time position of police officer in the town of Lancaster Police Department with a 78-week probationary period. Salary as per the collective bargaining agreement with the Cayuga Club Police Benevolent Association. Be it further resolved that the supervisor of the town of Lancaster shall be authorized to take all necessary action to implement the foregoing. Do we have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll?
Councilmember Anicola?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Jordan, please stand up. Congratulations. Once again, welcome to one of the finest departments in Western New York, if not the finest department. I think we can call it the finest department in Western New York. Welcome on board, and Councilmember Anicola.
Same welcome, and it is an honorable job, and we welcome you to the force, and on behalf of the board and all as former law enforcement and current law enforcement, welcome to the team, and we look forward to having you serve the citizens of Lancaster. Thank you very much.
Congratulations. What we usually do is at the end of our meeting here, if you guys want to come up front, take some pictures with the town board, if you want to, and the chief and maybe some other people who are present. We'll do that at the end. We'll try to get through this as quickly as possible. If you got to walk out, go use the bathroom for a while, it's going to take a little while, but you're more than welcome to come up here. We'll also, at that point, you're going to have to hang out. It's the first thing you got to do for the town. We got to get you sworn in here, so we'll take care of that also at that time. Okay, thank you. Okay, resolution number 15, Councilmember Schroeder.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. I move resolution number 15. Whereas by resolution adopted on December 1st, 2025, the Town Board of the Town of Lancaster authorized a 2017 Chevrolet Equinox from the Building and Zoning Department to be deemed surplus and placed on online auction. And whereas Carmen Ciccarelli, Maintenance Crew Chief for the Town of Lancaster, along with Matt Fiscione, Code Enforcement Officer for the Town of Lancaster, asked that the Town Board rescind the aforementioned resolution, and whereas the 2017 Chevrolet Equinox will be transferred to the Parks, Recreation, and Forestry Department in the Town of Lancaster, now therefore be it resolved that the Town of Lancaster hereby rescinds the resolution for the surplus and auction of the 2017 Chevrolet Equinox and transfer the vehicle to the Parks, Recreation, and Forestry Department.
Do we have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll?
Councilmember Anacola?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Councilmember Studley, Resolution 16 through 19, please.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor and Honorable Board. I offer Resolution 16 for its adoption, whereas the Town Board held a public hearing on October 16, 2023, upon the application of TVI Inc., doing business as Green Drop from Bellevue, Washington, for a special use permit to use a space in the parking lot at Forest Stream Plaza to operate Green Drop Mobile Donation Center. And whereas the special use permit originally granted on November 20th, 2023 is now up for renewal, and whereas by letter dated December 18th, 2025, Jill Miller, licensing paralegal, has requested that the town board renew the special use permit for an additional 2-year term. And whereas Matt Fischione, our code enforcement officer, has completed an on-site inspection and found the permit may be renewed for an additional 2-year period with the original conditions. Now therefore be it resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Lancaster does hereby grant renewal of the special use permit to TVI Incorporated, doing business as Green Drop from Bellevue, Washington, to use a space in the parking lot of Forest Stream Plaza to operate a Green Drop Mobile Donation Center retroactive to November 20th, 2025, and that the applicant will continue in compliance with conditions set forth in general commercial supplementary regulations for LC and GC districts and special use permits of the Code of the Town of Lancaster, and to any additional conditions listed herein. If the applicant continues to engage in the occupation listed above on the premises, namely, and there are 4 of the original conditions.
Do we have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll?
Councilmember Anacola?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes.
I offer Resolution 17, whereas the Town Board of the Town of Lancaster held a public hearing on January 3rd, 2022, upon the application of Timothy Davis, manager, member of BTC Golf LLC, doing business as Buffalo Tournament Club, for a special use permit to allow for the operation of a golf course on premises located locally known as 6432 Genesee Street in Lancaster. Now therefore be it resolved that pursuant to Chapter 400 zoning, Article 4, residential districts, agricultural residential districts of the Code of the Town of Lancaster, the Town Board does hereby grant a renewal of the special use permit to Timothy Davis, manager member of BTC Golf, doing business as Buffalo Tournament Club, to allow for the operation of a golf course on the premises on Genesee Street, upon the terms and conditions as set forth in the zoning ordinance for the period January 18th, 2026, through ending January 17th, 2028. The applicant will continue in compliance with the conditions as set forth in the agricultural residential districts, special use permits of the Code of the Town of Lancaster, and to any additional conditions listed herein, if the applicant continues to engage in the occupation listed on the premises, namely, and there are 3 original conditions.
We have a second.
Second.
On the question? On the roll?
Councilmember Anacola?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes.
Resolution 18, whereas Jim Basil Jr. from Joe Basil Chevrolet submitted an application for a special use permit for an auto body and mechanical shop located at 5067 Transit Road. Whereas Chapter 400 zoning, Article 14 requires that the town board conduct a public hearing before the issuance of a special use permit for the use as proposed. Now therefore be it resolved that pursuant to the zoning code of the Town of Lancaster, a public hearing on the proposed special use permit for auto body and mechanical shop located at 5067 Transit Road in Lancaster will be held at the Town Hall, 21 Central Avenue, on the 2nd day of February 2026 at 7:05 p.m. local time, and that the notice of the said time and place of such hearing be published in the official newspaper of general circulation in said town and be posted on the town bulletin board, and that a copy of such notice of hearing be referred to the Erie County Department of Planning pursuant to section 239M of the general municipal law, which notice shall be in the form attached hereto and made a part hereof.
Do we have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll?
Councilmember Anacola?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes.
And the last resolution that I have, number 19, Whereas Jim Basil Jr. from Joe Basil Chevrolet submitted an application for a special use permit for an auto body and mechanical shop located at 5071 Transit Road. Whereas everything is the same, and we will be also having a public hearing on February 2nd, 2026, 7:05. It will be published in the official newspaper, and the notices will be as they should.
Do we have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll.
Councilmember Anicola?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Resolution number 20, whereas the town board is considering the proposed development of an 8,160 square foot expansion, to the south side of the existing Walmart store, number 5027, submitted by Colliers Engineering and Design on a 24.05 acre parcel at 4975 Transit Road, SBL number 115.03-1-16.21 in the town of Lancaster, and whereas the town of Lancaster Planning Board has reviewed the environmental impact of this project pursuant to seeker regulations at their meeting on January 7, 2026, and recommend a negative declaration be issued, and whereas the town board has duly considered the plans for the project using the short environmental assessment form, the criteria for determining significance set forth in 6 NYCRR Section 617.7C of the State Environmental Quality Review Act, regulations, and such other information deemed appropriate, including the recommendation of the Town of Lancaster Planning Board, and whereas the Town Board has identified the relevant areas of environmental concern, has taken a hard look at these areas, and has made a reasoned elaboration of the basis for its determination, and whereas the proposed action has been labeled an unlisted action under seeker, now therefore be it resolved by the Town Board of the Town of Lancaster. One, this project is described as an 8,160 square foot expansion to the south side of the existing Walmart store located at 4975 Transit Road. Two, the reasons supporting the determination are set forth on the attached notice of determination of non-significance with respect to this project. Three, the town board as lead agency with reference to the above described action hereby adopts the attached negative declaration of environmental significance. Four, the town clerk shall file a copy of the negative declaration in the file for the project. Five, the town attorney's office shall prepare and file a notice of determination with the petitioner and with all required New York State and Erie County agencies. And six, this resolution is effective immediately. Do we have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll.
Councilmember Anicola?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Resolution number 21. Whereas Walmart Stores Incorporated, the applicant submitted an application for the proposed 8,160 square foot expansion at 4975 Transit Road, which I just told you about on the previous resolution, submitted numerous documents received by the Town of Lancaster Building Department on 12/16/25, and whereas the town acting as lead agency duly considered the request for the project, including the recommendation of the Town of Lancaster Planning Board in conformance with seeker regulations on January 20th, 2026, which we just did, whereas the Planning Board recommended to the Town Board on January 7th, 2026, the approval of the site plan amendment as submitted and in conformance with the town building and zoning codes, and that the town board will approve the site plan amendment with the following conditions: as-built survey will be provided. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the Town of Lancaster hereby approves the site plan amendment submitted for Walmart Stores Incorporated, applicant located at 4975 Transit Road, prepared by Colliers Engineering and Design, containing sheets listed previously in the resolutions. Do we have a second?
Second.
On the question? Is there anybody from Walmart here tonight? Okay. You do me a favor? You guys got a great location there. There's never a manager around. I'm telling you, all sorts of stuff going on. You can never get a hold of a manager. Talk to whoever works at Walmart as we approve this and make sure that gets done for the benefit of the residents of the town of Lancaster. Appreciate that. And on the roll. What's that? Ah. Okay, well, go back and tell Walmart for us, would you please? Okay, thank you. Okay, and on the roll.
Councilmember Anicola?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Resolutions 22 and 23, Councilmember Schroeder, please.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. I move resolution number 22, Whereas the town is empowered by appropriate resolution to impose fees in an amount determined for the use of town park pavilions and shelters offered through the Town of Lancaster's Park, Recreation, and Forestry Department, as authorized in Town Code, Chapter 249, Section 5, Identification and User Fees, 11DE. And whereas Carmen Ciccarelli, Maintenance Crew Chief for the Town of Lancaster's Buildings and Grounds Department, by letter dated January 13th, 2026, has requested that the town board adopt a revised fee structure and for the rental of the Town of Lancaster's Westwood Park Pavilion to become effective retroactive to January 1st, 2026. Now therefore be it resolved that the following fee structures be and are hereby approved for the Town of Lancaster's Park and Recreation and Forestry Department Westwood Park Pavilion rental from Monday through Friday, $250, and Saturday, Sunday, and holidays, $300.
Do we have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll?
Councilmember Anicola,
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder,
Yes.
Councilmember Studley,
Yes.
Supervisor Leary.
Yes.
And I move Resolution 23, please. Whereas by letter dated January 13th, 2026, Carmen Ciccarelli, Maintenance Crew Chief for the Town of Lancaster Building and Grounds Department, has requested the town board approve expenditures for the upgrade and installation to the HVAC computer system at the Lancaster Library to allow for browser-based access. And whereas the upgrade and installation will be completed by Start Tech Operating Company, Worley Drive, Buffalo, New York, on a New York State contract for an amount not to exceed $9,647 and to be paid for with funds available in the 2026 library budget, other capital outlay. Now therefore be it resolved, the town board of the Town of Lancaster hereby approves the expenditure of funds as requested by Carmen to Stark Tech Operating Company in an amount not to exceed $9,647, further quote dated January 12, 2026, and to be paid for with funds allocated in the town's 2026 library budget, other capital outlay.
Do we have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll?
Councilmember Anicola,
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder,
Yes.
Councilmember Studley,
Yes.
Supervisor Leary.
Yes. Resolution number 24, Councilmember Anicola, please.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor and Honorable Board. I offer Resolution Number 24, whereas John Pilato, Highway Superintendent of the Town of Lancaster, dated January 12, 2026, has requested the purchase of a new Fisher 8-foot by 6-inch -11 powder-coated yellow XLS Series snowplow for the use by the Highway Department. It's very important in the winter. Whereas the above referenced snowplow is available from Kaminsky & Sons, 245 Lewis Street, will be purchased on Erie County bid, which will eliminate the need for competitive bidding pursuant to 103 of the General Municipal Law. Whereas the total cost of the aforementioned snowplow is $9,980 and will be paid for from the budget line of the Highway Department, 13-5142-0432, Auto Parts and Supplies. Now therefore be it resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Lancaster hereby approves the purchase of the new Fisher powder-coated snowplow that will be purchased on the Erie County bid for the total amount not to exceed $9,980, which will be paid for on the highway budget line that was mentioned previously.
Do we have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll?
Councilmember Anicola,
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder,
Yes.
Councilmember Studley,
Yes.
Supervisor Leary.
Yes. Resolution number 25, whereas Supervisor Robert Leary has requested authorization for town employee Cynthia Mazieski to attend the New York State Association of Towns training located in New York, New York on February 16th and 17th, 2026. And whereas the $185 registration fee for New York State Association of Towns training will be paid from the town's 2026 budget line, item 1-1420-404. And whereas Cynthia Mazieski is seeking reimbursement for travel, lodging, and food for an approximate cost of $1,815, which will be paid for with funds available in budget line 1-1420-404. Whereas the 2026 operating budget requires the following budget transfer to allow for this expenditure. Transfer total $2,000 from 1-1220-404 to 1-1420-404. Now therefore be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Lancaster hereby authorizes Cindy Mazieski to attend New York State Association of Towns training February 16th and 17th, 2026, with the registration fee and travel reimbursement being paid for with funds from 1420-404. Be it further resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Lancaster hereby approves and authorizes the budget transfer to the 2026 operating budget in the amounts of $2,000. Be it further resolved that all requests for reimbursement must be presented in the form of original itemized receipts for actual and necessary expenses in accordance with the Town of Lancaster reimbursement policy and submitted to the Director of Administration and Finance for the Town of Lancaster. Do I have a second?
Second.
On the question, Cindy is going in my place. I can't make it down there, so it's not going to cost the town any additional funds, just basically transferring money that would allow me to go to her. Looking forward to hear what she has to say when she comes back from all those classes she'll be attending. So, and on the roll.
Councilmember Anacola?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Resolution number 26, whereas Supervisor Robert Leary has recommended the appointment of Carmen Ciccarelli to the open position of Park Crew Chief in the Parks, Recreation, and Forestry Department, and whereas on June 17, 2024, the Town Board adopted a resolution to form the Buildings, Grounds, and Property Department, and whereas the Town Board would like to dissolve said Buildings, Grounds, and Property Department and transfer the duties of operation and administration of all repairs, maintenance, and required inspections of town-owned buildings, equipment, and property to the Parks, Recreation, and Forestry Department, and whereas employees of the Buildings, Grounds, and Property Department, Nicholas Beamish and Brandon Mazurik, will be transferred to the Parks, Recreation, and Forestry Department, and whereas all equipment and supplies purchased under the Buildings, Grounds, and Property Department are hereby transferred to the Parks, Recreation, and Forestry Department, now therefore be it resolved that Carmen Ciccarelli be and is hereby appointed to the position of Park Crew Chief in the Town of Lancaster Parks, Recreation, and Forestry Department effective retroactive January 1, 2026, contingent upon approval by Erie County Department of Personnel, and that such appointment shall be subject to all applicable provisions of the collective negotiations agreement between the Town of Lancaster and the CSEA White Collar Union and all applicable provisions of law. Be it further resolved, the Buildings, Grounds, and Property Department is hereby dissolved, and employees Nick Beamish and Brandon Mazurik and all equipment and supplies transferred to the Parks, Recreation, and Forestry Department. Be it further resolved that the Supervisor of the Town of Lancaster shall be authorized to take all necessary action to implement the foregoing. Do I have a second?
Second.
On the question, I just want to say Carmen has been auditioning for this job for the last year. We had to start off a Building, Grounds, Property Department, because unfortunately things weren't being done to the way that they needed to be done. A lot of issues in there. Now with Carmen going back over to Parks Chief, we can move back the Buildings and Grounds as a significant cost-saving measure, because we know he can handle both the departments, which he's proven well over the last year. All sorts of compliments from the coaches, the residents, as to how the parks look. Our building department, again, we got new windows in here. He oversaw a lot of this. All brand new lighting in here, LED lighting in here, new senior center, stuff on the outside, stuff on the inside. Has done an excellent job during the last year. And on the roll.
Councilmember Anacola?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Congratulations, Carmen. Resolution number 27. Pardon me. Resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Lancaster hereby authorizes the supervisor to execute the agreement as presented between the Town of Lancaster and Lancaster Industrial Development Agency, which provides for payment of $31,000 for the year 2026 from the Lancaster Industrial Development Agency to the Town of Lancaster for administrative services and overhead support provided by the Town of Lancaster Industrial Development Agency. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, and on the question, basically, the LIDA gives the town $31,000, as it's stated in here, for the administrative services, overhead support, use of this room, etc., and some of our employees work there as well. And on the roll.
Councilmember Anacola?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Resolution number 28, whereas on January 5th, 2025, the Town Board of the Town of Lancaster adopted a schedule of salaries resolution effective January 1, 2026, and whereas an administrative error has been found and requires correction to the following: bingo games of chance, account clerk part-time should read clerk part-time, bingo inspector part-time, Wojciechowski
No,
Oh.
White Tubbage.
Good luck with that one.
I'm sorry, what was that?
White Tubbage.
Thank you. $75 per inspection, and I apologize. Building inspection, fire inspector,
Phonetics won't help.
part-time, $37.44. In the court, clerk to town justice, C. Menninger, $46,085.30. On step 2, $54,218. Now therefore be it resolved that the Town Board of Lancaster hereby recognizes the above-mentioned corrections to the schedule of salaries retroactive to January 1, 2026. Be it further resolved that the supervisor of the Town of Lancaster shall be authorized to take all necessary action to implement the foregoing. Do I have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll?
Councilmember Anicola?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Councilmember Anicola, resolution number 29, please.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. Honorable Board, I offer resolution number 29, whereas John Pilato, Highway Superintendent, Town of Lancaster, dated January 15, 2026, has also requested the purchase of one new 2026 Chevy Colorado four-wheel drive crew cab for use by the Highway Department. Whereas the above referenced vehicle is available from Joe Basil Chevrolet on Transit Road, will be purchased on New York State Contract PC 68942, Group 40440, and the Award 23166, which will eliminate the need for a competitive bid pursuant to 103 General Municipal Law. Whereas the total cost of the aforementioned vehicle is $43,325, which will be paid from the highway budget line 13-510-220 for passenger vehicles. Now therefore be it resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Lancaster hereby approves the purchase of one 2026 Chevy Colorado that will be purchased on New York State contract for the aforementioned award for the total amount of $43,325 and will be paid on the highway budget line that was previously mentioned.
Do we have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll?
Councilmember Anicola?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Resolution number 30, whereas Director of Administration and Finance Nicholas Swanson has recommended the following adjustments to the town's 2026 adopted budget. Now therefore be it resolved, the following budget amendments be and are hereby approved in the 2026 adopted budget of the Town of Lancaster, allow for the transfer of a 2020 Ford Explorer from the Highway Department to the Parks Department. Transfer is $15,000 from one line to another line. Increase the following budget lines by $15,000. And again, a couple of different lines mentioned in there. Do I have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll?
Councilmember Anicola?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. At this point in the meeting, that concludes our, first off, that concludes our pre-filed resolutions. At this point, we're going to move on to our communications. Presentation of communications by Town Clerk. And those of you following along, number 39 and 40 received and filed. 41 and 42 Town Board, 43 received and filed, 44 Town Board, 45 Planning and Zoning, 46 received and filed, as is 47, 48, 49, and 50. 51 was a resolution tonight. 52 Town Board and, thank you, Town Attorney. 53 Town Board, Town Attorney. 54 Town Board, Town Attorney. 55 Town Board, Town Attorney, Code Enforcement. 56 received and filed. 57 Stormwater Management is received and filed. 58 Town Board and Town Attorney. 59 is received and filed. 60 and 61 are to the Planning and Zoning Committee. 62 and 63 are resolutions tonight. 64 Planning and Zoning Committee. 65 and 66 are resolutions tonight. 67 Planning and Zoning Committee. 68 resolution tonight, as is 69, 70, 71, and 72. 73 is also a resolution tonight, as is 74, and 75 is received and filed. Okay. All right, now we come to the point in the meeting where the Town Board will hear concerns of the persons desiring to address the Town Board on any Town of Lancaster subject for a total period of 30 minutes. Procedures are the same as before. When addressing the Town Board, please raise your hand Be recognized by the supervisor, give your name and address to the town clerk, speak directly to the town board members, not the audience, speak once for 5 minutes or less, and any unruly activity will result in expulsion from the meeting. Do we have anyone who wants to address the town board on any subject matter? Please raise your hand at this point. Okay, seeing no hands raised, we're going to close that out. And can I have a motion to close this town board meeting?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
And on the roll.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried, meeting adjourned.
Thank you very much for coming, folks. Okay, so if anybody wants to get pictures up in the front here, they can do that. Your families can come up, and we'll take time and get all that done right now. Okay?
Can I
Thank
do
you.
the oath?
What's that?
Can I do the oaths?
Yes. And, oh, let's do the oaths. The oaths first, please.
Here tomorrow night?
Yeah, I'll be here. You will? You'll be in the office tomorrow?
Not during the day.
Oh, okay, all right, Aaron.
That was fast.
Wondering,
We should go across the street and
I'm
have
gonna
a beer
try.
at Daddy's Pet.
if I can pick your brain.
Yeah.
It's bedtime.
Where does it say?
It doesn't.
Town attorney, you want to get this picture?